pre-workouts in our system. We're ready to go. We're going a lot earlier to the gym today because we have to drop off Jasmine later at the airport because she's going to be in Australia for 2 weeks. So those five babies are going to be running that house. They are they're going to be bullying me. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I am not even going to lie to you guys. So we're gonna end up going maybe around. We're gonna go a little bit early because they typically recommend that you show up to your flights a lot earlier. That way, in case there's any kind of delays or anything like that, you can be ready to go. So her flight is not until, if I remember correctly, I think it's like 10, and so we're gonna get there around 7 p.m. and then just kind of hang out for a little bit, and then I'm gonna drive back. So we're gonna go over to San Francisco Airport. So it's about maybe 50 minutes away from us with some traffic. Just kind of depends on which way we take. We either take the San Francisco side or we can also take the San Mateo side because it's kind of in between the middle of uh, of those two cities. But we'll see which one we end up taking. Most likely gonna have to be San Francisco because it's the fastest route. So we're going to the gym right now pretty early. It's 11:15, so we shouldn't be expecting too many people. Today is also a chest, triceps, and hamstring, so I'm thinking today's gonna be a good day. Typically my morning workouts are some of the best. I don't know why. I think it's maybe because I have the most energy in the mornings, and then as we kind of go by throughout the day, that energy can sometimes really diminish, just kind of depending on how packed your day was. And that I feel like mental fatigue is a thing mostly throughout the day sometimes when you're working and everything, and then the last thing you need is to go hella hard at the gym. So I understand some folks who might want to skip the gym, but sometimes you have to tell yourself, nah, I'm gonna show up. So try to show up as much as you can for sure. So I'm thinking we're gonna start off with that isolation machine that's kind of in between the middle of a dumbbells and a Smith machine. I think that should be pretty good for 3 sets. Then we're gonna do maybe one set of some type of press. Honestly, I think we're gonna do that press that we really like, and then we're gonna move over to sorry, I just need to do a quick turn. And then we're gonna move over to a press, and then we're gonna finish off with some flies. And I think that should be pretty good. If you're new to the channel, that's typically what the routine looks like. It just kind of depends on how busy it is too. Sometimes we might start off with dumbbells, or sometimes with a Smith machine if that other isolation machine that we like is taken. It just really depends, but we like to start things off with any upper chest work. Honestly, even if you're working upper chest, you're still going to be working on your overall chest. And so honestly, most of my chest workouts are upper chest. So I want to say maybe, or focus, because honestly you're working your entire chest throughout these movements. So I rather focus on my upper chest because it gives you a really nice shelf, and it really gives you that Dorito look that we're looking for. And then we're gonna move over to some triceps. I'm thinking we're gonna start off with some heavy push downs. So what I'm thinking, I think that'll be pretty good. And then, yeah, maybe no. You know what? Let's start off with some primers again, and then we'll move over to some push downs, and then finish it off with some overhead. I think that'll be pretty good. I've actually been really liking starting off with some crossbody work to really prime up the elbows in the area, and it's been working pretty good. So I think we're going to continue to do that. Our sets are typically around 6 to 7 sets total for the session, and we typically hit the muscle group twice a week. So it's going to be our first session today of chest for anyone that's new. And then on, when is it? When do we hit it again? It's Friday. And then on Friday, we hit chest again. So it gives us enough time for it to recover. Sometimes it doesn't. Last week we kind of went throughout the whole week just hitting it once because it literally took like an entire week for my chest to recover because we went super crazy. So that's why it's important to also kind of manage the reps and everything to make sure that you're at least hitting your muscle groups twice a week, because that's really what we're aiming for. And that's kind of what I started to notice as well. And I started kind of playing around with my whole sessions. The more I started to learn about my recovery and everything, and knowing how long it takes for my body to recover, and it just kind of came from the reps, from the repetitions of coming constantly to the gym. You kind of already know how many sets or reps you're typically gonna get, and how your body's gonna recover. And sometimes it can kind of like take you, sometimes your body might give you a little bit of surprise and you're not even gonna recover on time, and that can sometimes happen. And sometimes you have to push your muscle group a little bit for the next session. So don't be afraid to sometimes mix things around if you need to. I think the most important thing is making sure that you're creating a consistent schedule for your muscle group, so that way you're showing up at the gym. I'm already feeling the pre-workout a little bit. I can already feel my heart pumping a bit. So we'll see how things are feeling. Man, that beta is gonna start kicking in pretty soon though. I'm gonna start feeling some of that tingly sensation on my cheeks. I think today we're not gonna be using the belt for our lifts because I don't know what's up with that new belt that we got. It's a bit of a generic brand belt, but it's not I don't know. I don't know if I was just like the placement or whatever, but it felt it gave me a little bit of some soreness on my hip, which is a little bit of the unfortunate part. So now I don't think we're going to be using a belt for this upcoming week, because I have a good amount of soreness about my right hip, and I just want to make sure I'm good for my other sessions. I don't think I want to put on a belt that's hella tight, and it's giving me issues. It's also not the most comfortable thing, so I think we're gonna take a break from the belt this week. But I think that should be good. That should be no issue. We're about maybe 10 minutes away from the gym. Not too far, which is nice. We're also been taking a new route, which is a lot better, and it's been a lot smoother for us too, just because it's been really packed. The old one that we used to take, there's been so much traffic, and there's been a lot of construction, unfortunately. So we've been having to deal with that for the past maybe 4 months. 4 months. There's been a lot of construction throughout the cities that we've been kind of going through to go to the gym. So, man, we've been running into a bit of bad luck. But thankfully, every time we've been to the gym, maybe around 80 to maybe 75% is usually not that packed. So I'm pretty happy about that. I am pretty happy. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and switch over now to the gym. Cross your fingers that we get the machine that we were looking for. If not, we're gonna have to see what we end up using. Okay, I'll see you guys at the gym. So, as anticipated, there's not that many folks at the gym, so I don't think we're gonna have to wait for a lot of the machines today, which is nice, because let's warm up for maybe 2, and then we'll do our top set. Like I mentioned, I won't be using my belt. It's mostly gonna be the wraps. So with 135. One more warm up. Our top is going to be maybe 205. Is what I'm anticipating with the wraps. Let's try to get maybe at least a solid 6 to 7. That's what I'm hoping for. All right, it's gonna be a second warm up, and then I'll set up for a top set. Nice. Okay. Let's put on the wraps. Let's drop down to the next one. Let's take off this shirt. Let's drop sit there. There we go. Right. Okay. I'll be on this next one. We're gonna drop down just a tiny bit. Let's switch the angle for you guys. Alright, for the second set, I think instead of the 205, let's do maybe 190. And I think that should be pretty good. Hey Bob, it doesn't work. The spray is it's like stuck on this thing, so yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to put this back in a bit. I'm gonna take maybe 30 seconds and then we'll start this up again. Now, I'm thinking we're gonna stay around the same area, to be honest. I don't think we really need to move because we're gonna end up using the press machine over here on this side and then in the peg deck, so get comfortable. We'll be here for quite some time. Alright, wish me luck. That was good. Alright. For the third set, I don't think I'm gonna use this. A bit of a closer view. A little elbow sleeve, so we're gonna do it without it. And then we're gonna move over maybe to the machine right next to us or whatever's available, we'll see. Alright. Let's do 180. Let's save these fucking tennis out. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's drop set. Okay, I'm gonna take maybe a quick 10. And then we'll hit it for maybe 3 more. Holy shit. Fucking tiring, man. Alright, I'm gonna take 5 more. 5 more seconds. Catch my breath a little bit. And then we'll hit it for maybe, I'm hoping 3. Okay. Okay. Come on. Give me 3. 1. Okay. That's it. Then on to our next one. We're gonna stay here for 2 sets. I'm gonna go grab that little extender that we like, so I can get a little bit more range of motion right here. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So, what I like to do is use this bad boy here behind my back, because this thing stops a little bit too short. It honestly would need maybe just like an extra inch, and so it's gonna give me this much, which is a lot better for gains. Okay, let's try to get maybe a solid 6 to 7 for the first set, and then we'll have to move down afterwards. We'll see. Or we'll just do it for one. It just kind of depends. Ugh. Okay, let's try to set this. I think we're gonna move over to the back deck after. Okay, that's it. Let's go do some back deck. Oh shit. Wish me luck. Let's do 120. Fuck it, 125. Wish me luck. Here's a. There's one more just like that. There's more with some triceps. Let me give you guys a bit of a different view. Bit of a close-up. So, I think on this one, I'm end up dropping down from the 125s to maybe, I don't know, 110, 115 is what I'm hoping for. Get a solid maybe 10 solid ones. Get a really, really deep stretch. Just go from there. We're gonna end up moving to some triceps up next. See how that goes. All right, let's do 110. That's it. Let's do the next one. Let's start off with our first one. Like I mentioned, we're gonna start with some primers. But I'm gonna warm up first because the last thing I need is some elbow pain. Two. Okay, that's good. Come on this side. I'm getting a bit of a feeler just to make sure we're good. Cause sometimes my fucking elbow likes to mess around with me. Okay, that's good. Let's get 2.5. Start off with that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna end up just adding this 2.5 here. So I'll put it through here. Give me an extra maybe 2.5 and just go from there. All right, let's get at least a solid 7 to 8. Let's get this over my right. Okay. I think on this next one, I'm gonna drop down a little bit because that was fucking heavy. I think I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna do 15 and I'll just see a cable stack ready for us. Alright, just right. Oh, fuck. Alright, I'll be completely honest. I have no fucking idea how many I got on my left, so I kind of guesstimated on my right, which I think should be fine. I'm pretty sure that I did a little bit more on my left, but I think that should be okay. Let's go move over to the cable stack on the other side. Well, maybe, yeah, it's probably a little bit of a setup. The lighting here is a bit weird. I think that should be pretty good. So we end up getting access to this cable stack, so I think I'm gonna stay here for the entire time. Because this handle's just a tiny bit, I don't know. This one's a lot heavier than the other one that we typically use, so I'm gonna have to take that into account when we're doing our actual set, because it's gonna be just a tiny bit lighter than what it says on here, because this thing weighs so damn much. Now I wish some of these attachments weren't so heavy, but you kind of get what you take, I guess. Let's start off with, I'm thinking 57 should be pretty good. See how that feels. Wish me luck. Come on, come on. Yeah. I'll be completely fucking honest. That last rep has me fucking lightheaded. Holy shit. Okay. Oh yeah. So the reason, or actually I think I explained it yesterday, but the reason we don't have we didn't do hand squat yesterday because they're getting rid of it. So we had to do a lot of man. We had to do some Smith machine squats, and I haven't done those in a minute. And the fucking belt has my hip fucking hurting this entire time, so just kind of sucked. I've been dealing with this this hip pain since yesterday, but it seems like it's just a little bit of soreness, nothing too crazy. So I think for next leg day, which is gonna be on when, I think Thursday, I'm gonna play it by ear a little bit and see if it's still hurting, and then I might just take it a little bit slower, just to make sure we're good. Let's switch the angle for you guys. Like I mentioned, we're gonna do 53, just to see how that feels. And then I think if this feels super heavy, I'll maybe move down to the 50. If it feels okay, and I feel like I can get another 7 or maybe 6, then I'll stay with 53. But just kind of depends. Okay. I think on this next one, I'm gonna drop down a little bit. So I'm thinking 50, and I think that'll be good. All right. I think, how many is that? So we did 2 sets. We did 2 sets of the primers. We did already 2 sets of the push down, so that's 4. Maybe 3 sets of, I don't know, I don't know, man. I think we can do some overhead for the second set, for this third set, or third exercise. I think we'll be good for a solid 3. I think I'll be fine. Let's do that. I'm gonna end up using my wrist wraps just to make sure that I'm protecting my wrist a little bit. Wish me luck. We're gonna take these 50s for a stroll. Okay, I'm gonna drop down on this next one. That was fucking heavy. God damn. Okay, let's do this next one. And they're dropping down from 50s to 43, just to make sure I'm keeping my elbows as tucked in as possible. We're gonna use these wrist wraps again. Give us a little bit of support. You know, that was pretty good. I usually go super heavy on these, and what sometimes happens, I feel like I don't use my tricep enough, and I feel like that's the ego lifting in me. So I started just bringing down the weight a little bit, just so I can get a little bit better control. Even me, who doesn't really like to ego lift, you'll catch me doing it here and there. I don't know, it's fun sometimes. So I don't blame you guys, but if you want to get the most out of your movements, I think making sure you're taking a heavy weight but a solid weight, and make sure you're getting some solid reps. And I think for these overheads, I think over time, the more weight I started doing, the less effective it was being. So now that I started doing right now the lower weight, I really feel in my triceps, and I feel like that's what I've been missing. All right, let's do one more, and then we're done with triceps. We're gonna end up moving over to the hamstrings, and I think we're gonna sit there for a solid 3, and then we'll move over to some RDLs. So I think that'll be pretty good. All right, let's move down a little bit to 40, because the 43 was no joke. Let's do this last one and finish this up. We're gonna do 40 like I mentioned, and get maybe like a solid 7, 8. Yeah, nice and slow reps. That's what we're aiming for. said, these are the ones that count. Okay. And we're done. Let's go do some hamstrings now. We'll do a quick warm up. And then we'll start. Okay. Pretty good. Let's put up the weight a little bit. So we're gonna do this bad boy for maybe 3. I think I'm gonna just record the first one and then we'll be good from there. Let's do it. Let me one. So I'm gonna do this one for 2 more. I'll see you guys for some RDLs and reps. Let me actually show you guys the hack sweat that we're getting right now. Let me see if I can show you guys. Like, it's literally coming in right now. Yeah, see? That's the hack sweat that we're getting. It's pretty dope. I'm excited. 2 sets should be pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna end up using the Versa grips just because it's hella shit to set them up, to be honest with you guys. So we're just gonna do this without them. Alright, let's hope we don't fucking rip a hamstring. I'm gonna do one more, but I probably won't be recording it. I'll see you guys for the pose now. Okay, so we're done with today. We're just gonna do a quick pose down. I ended up finding this little spot here. It's not my favorite spot, but I think it'll do. Let's see how it goes. We still gotta get home, eat something, and then later today we're gonna be dropping Jasmine off at San Francisco airport because she's gonna be gone for like 2 weeks. So it's we're gonna be alone with the babies for quite some time. But you guys will keep me company, so it's all good. Alright, let's see how it's looking. Let's get the back down. Nice. Okay. I think that's it for today. Let's go home. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some... What are we doing tomorrow, actually? Ooh, back, shoulders, and that's it. Thankfully, it's not a side day, so we didn't really have to push anything, so it's going to be a bit of a shorter day. Usually our back and shoulders, it shouldn't really take as long as our, let's say, leg days. Because it's not need to, you know, you don't need as much rest, even though it is a little bit more taxing than, let's say, arms, but it's not as bad as like chest or quads, to be completely honest with you guys. Okay, let's get one more, and then we'll go ahead and leave. Not bad. Alright, let's go home. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember to stay consistent and don't skip your cardio. Have a good one.